Speaking of technology, so continuing. So we've discussed last time regarding the demand for the PS5 or the PlayStation 5 console. Now, obviously, holidays is around the corner. People are trying to buy for their kids, for their loved ones, and there's a big problem, right? When the sale came, not just in abroad but here, you can just fall in line and buy the product. You have to purchase it online, and there was a big, I won't say hoopla, but there was a big disasters that happened. There was a company that took advantage of Scalpers, the Scalpers group, who took advantage of the buying of consoles online by using bots to purchase online, and they were able to sell more than 3,500 PS5 consoles. And people are at arms because they are trying to sell it at an even exorbitant higher price, meaning for a $500 console, they're now charging 100, 200, or even double the amount. Obviously, this is somewhat shady and unethical, but obviously it's not illegal. And especially for those people you're trying to give to a kid, to your children, to your loved ones that really looking forward, you have to pay an exorbitant amount. Now, whose fault is this? Is it the fault of the scalpers here, or is it the fault of Sony? Okay, so let's see here. As I mentioned, so the company used bots to circumvent the on-time retail queues and automatically purchase the PS5 consoles. Now, they've already claimed that it has resold close to 2,500 consoles for profit. And they have even used Facebook ads to encourage people to sign up and resell their PS5 consoles for an instant $100 profit so that they can resell it again. And obviously, it has garnered negative comments from many consumers struggling to obtain a PS5, which is why one of my strategies were not to completely buy at launch the PS5. I typically wait at the end of its cycle, which is why I recently bought the PS4 console early this year rather than, buy the latest iteration of the console, because at least you know what good games or great games are available in the market, so you can stockpile them and play it at your leisure. Obviously, I'm the exception rather than the rule. And obviously, the Scalpers defended its action that it claimed that many of its members were struggling financially with what the pandemic is going on. But obviously, any company could have done that, took advantage of the situation using technology to combat technology here. Is it their fault? Obviously, there's a loophole here, but at the end of the day, I think one of the main issues here is the issue with Sony here. Obviously, they knew coming to this year that they're going to release a new next-gen console, and there were reports even before they released that there's going to be an even higher demand for the latest console. I think compared to the PS4 release, there were roughly around 5 million units sold, and by the time the PS5 is going to be released, it's going to double the amount. Did they prepare for that one? Because at the end of the day, for many retailers who's trying to sell the PS5 console, it's not readily available. Meaning, was it because of the pandemic, because of the production was shut down and so forth? That's why there's limited production? Or is it even before? They did not anticipate a surge of demand or increase in significant demand coupled with the lockdown that happened in the past few months. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, the consumers are the one who are to suffer here. Obviously, Sony will earn regardless here, as well as the retailers here, even the scalpers here. Obviously, Sony can do a better job of disseminating or communicating their products in terms of when to buy, where to buy, and how to ensure that everyone has an equal chance of purchasing the products. Yes, as I was saying, the real chaos started when they released the console, and even up to today, with running out of inventory, out of stocks. You know, Sony is suggesting that the PS5 has enjoyed its biggest console launch in history and promised to stock more before the end of the year, which I think it's a business miscue on their part. They should have known, they should have prepared this even before the pandemic, the year before. They knew this is a big change in generation. It wasn't just an improvement in the current console from the PS4 to the PS4 Pro. It's jumping from a PS4 to a PS5 iteration, meaning better performance, better graphical performance, and so forth. So you'd expect, a lot of buyers going to upgrade their consoles. Even I would consider that if it's readily available. But the problem here is, you know, understandable. But the demand is unprecedented, but they should have foreseen this, right? Shortages were expected, but not to this extent that scalpers are able to take advantage and people are willing to buy an exorbitant amount so that they can buy their products in time for the holiday, right? Even I think it's not just the consoles, I think for the Xbox Series X and Series S as well here.